Well, good day everybody. How you all doing? I'm back with another video of ETS2 and we're finally on the Dutch map again. We just got updated this morning for 1.24. So I thought, the last video got featured on the Dutch map gameplay site. And also, got loads of views. People seem to really like it and I really like it as well. So I'm going to do another video. Today we're just driving the Scania R normal because very low level, very basic truck and stuff, but it gets the job done. But basically today we're taking some diggers from Leeuwarden to Zwolle. May have been there before, but I don't really remember. Anyway, yeah, as you can see, this is the Netherlands. It's got this mountain, hasn't got this bit yet, including Amsterdam and stuff, but they're slowly getting there. He is trying his best, I think. So let's get going. I have a different gear configuration on this profile. It's not range, it's splitter. I also have advanced trailer coupling on, so you can see how difficult it is to sometimes hook up your trailer if you're not paying best attention, like now. As you can see, I did that wrong, so we have to pull away again. Hopefully not stall it, and then basically get straight. Well, at least try and get it right, because we're not straight, that's the problem. Don't know why it keeps stalling as well. Just not a very powerful engine, so the truck just stalls easily. So make sure you're lined up straight, 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 straight. And try not to stall like that. Okay, trailer legs rose. So in first gear we'll do it. Let's get going. Yeah, FPS at the moment on this map is average. It's decent, stays above 40, which is okay, I guess. Funny thing is, I'm currently trying to record with OBS Studio, not Classic at the moment. I have slightly different settings, so you'll have to let me know how they look. I mean, I've gone with basically found a video to do recording with OBS Studio a few weeks ago. Linked me to a site which was quite helpful, saying what technically when you're recording should you record at. And 720 60 FPS, which I record at. Actually you only need to record at 7500 kbs, which is what I'm doing at the moment. Where I'm sat on the preview it looks alright actually, but I have to wait till it's on YouTube to see what it looks like. It's also using, according to OBS Studio, 22% of my CPU, which ain't surprising really. Considering as this i7 gets older, it does sort of start to show its age in a way, as in with a newer graphics card. And this is only a 960. And basically I found with the previous two video cards I had in this PC, which were both low-end AMD cards, they basically often used themselves so much that they didn't really use any CPU at all. But now with a much higher end graphics card, You know, it uses a lot more of the CPU, which is good in a way and bad. It's not the best when you're running Google Chrome and, well, let's say you're running YouTube and 4 other tabs of, let's say, Twitch, and you're using near enough 100% CPU usage. You have to close the YouTube tabs and, oh, he's letting me go rather roughly. Probably one in the other lane end though. Yeah, reluctantly you did so. Yeah, you have to close 4 of the Google Chrome tabs and you know, wait until you finish watching YouTube and then you can go back to Twitch again. Something I noticed more recently. Sometimes notice, especially with this new OBS now while recording, it uses a lot more than I think what OBS Classic did, but OBS Classic didn't say how much CPU it was using. Then again, OBS Classic said how much. OBS Classic said how many frames per second you were getting. OBS Studio does not. You know, so there's good and bad to both of them. I mean, at the moment it does awfully seem like that OBS Classic is being made so buggy that they're trying to get you to use Studio, which doesn't surprise me in a way. I mean, I haven't used OBS Classic to stream in quite a few months now because of bugs and stuff it was having, you know, if this goes well with OBS Studio recording and it works alright, then I might as well just use this and not use Classic altogether. Because in ways it's almost like liability purposes, you know. Apparently there was a red light there. Let me just see. There is no red light there. But apparently these lie have priority over us. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so we're back on the Dutch map now. I'll stop rambling about my CPU and stuff. We're back on the Dutch map, which I really like. It's, for what it is, it's such a good little map of Holland. You know, whoops, can't drive today. You know, such a good map for Holland. The detail is pretty nice and it's not too FPS intensive, and it's a really good way to, I think, if you want to mod from the go ahead with ETS2, then it's a really good way, I think, to get into modding this mod. Shows you what to expect out of mods, what they are, and know what's crap and what isn't. So also, I forgot to put lights on, which are incredibly weak at this point in the game because of no air lights, but we do have these lights, the roof auxiliary lights, which come on when we put the high beams on. But yeah, so I'll try and put this in the spreadsheet. I mean, it was only just updated this morning, so well, as soon as I saw that, I pretty much just wanted to get on it now. So you know. Anyway, there's more stuff that's happened with GTX 1070, 1080, and also things with AMD that have happened. I'll go through them one by one and try and explain best I can what's happening at the moment. So currently with the 1080 and 1070 are both launched. You know, 1080 has been out almost a month now, 1070 has only been out a couple of weeks, I think. And at the moment it's extremely hard to get one. I mean, at first I was saying, when I heard about performance figures, it was like, oh, I wish I had waited to get one, but I'm glad I didn't now, you know, because I would have had to wait to at least August maybe to get one. Currently it is extremely difficult here in the UK to get one for a decent price. Looking on Amazon this morning, you know, the one I would get personally if I had the money the Gigabyte G1 Gaming 1080, which I've seen a review of this morning, which was quite good. You know, that was available on Amazon at one point and then it was sold out almost immediately. Another place has it in stock, going until the 27th of June, but it's £854. I'm sorry, but there's no fucking way I'm paying that much for that type of video card, considering that the Founders Edition card was only meant to be £700 maximum. You know, supposedly the non-Founders was £600. No GTX 1080 card I've seen so far has been under £600. You know, and we're talking about the dollars conversion to pounds here. At first I thought, well, when I saw they were that price, £600 or whatever, I thought, well, that's bullshit. You know, $700 or $600 is converted that to pounds. You know, that's not that amount, is it? But you gotta think in Europe, well, you have VAT, you have various taxes and all this, which basically brings the price back up. And so you're partly tempted to order one from Amazon US, get shipped over here. Then you have to pay for shipping, potentially there's tax on that and VAT that you have to pay anyway, and it ends out just being just as expensive, if not more expensive. Anyway, it's very hard to get them at the moment. The pricing is just all over the place. It's not terrible, the ones I've seen. They've been around £600 to £700. The 1070 as well though, supposedly $429 or pounds for the Founders Edition and $379 for pounds or dollars for the Standard Edition. I've seen ones that were pretty much out of stock on Amazon today for about £450. You know, and it's probably one I would have got, conceding that I don't do 4K gaming. I probably won't be playing in 4K for at least another 5 years is my guess. You know, because even with these 1080s, you know, there's very few games that can get at high settings, max settings, they can stay around 60 FPS most of the time, except for Doom, I think. But apart from that, it's not exactly there at the moment. So, you know, at least another 5 years I think before I even consider possibly going to 4K. You know, 1080p and 1440 is where the 1070 is at. That's what I would get. That's what I would get. But then, of course, as we now know, AMD Polaris, which is the new GPUs from AMD, are coming out soon. I think it's June 29th, which is about a week away now, about 11 days from when I'm recording this. But potentially when this goes out, it'll already come out. But at the moment, I know definitely about the RX 480, which is only going to be $200. So I'd guess it'd be around £200. And supposedly, someone said, apart from, I mean, Linus Tech Tips is the only one that has touched the card, as we know. As he went to whatever it was and was given the card. He's maybe done benchmarks or something, I don't know. But supposedly one of them, one RX 480 for $200, this is true, was about as fast as a 980. Not a 980 Ti, but a 980. Now, if that was the case, you know, it would place AMD, you know, right in that middle sweet spot of middle to high end cards for a low amount of money, and it would probably get their sales back up again. And as long as by the sound of it, the new person running the video cards department in AMD gets the funding he needs from AMD, which hopefully they provide him, because they really fucking ought to at this rate. You know, he should be able to produce what's needed and get AMD back on track. You know, I mean, we never know. He could potentially want to release some sort of card for maybe $400 that's better than a 1080 or something like that. I don't know. I mean, we don't know yet. But if this is true, and we find out this graphics card, the RX 480, is about as fast as a 980 for $200, well, I mean, fuck me, but it just seems like an incredible deal, you know. I mean, this is just incredible. You know, and for that, well, you might as well wait for that. But if that's the case, potentially they could run out of stock quite quickly. You know, I mean, the thing also with the pricing with this 1000 series graphics cards from Nvidia is it's the most expensive series to launch yet. You know, and it's the first series that's apparently since the 600 series with 670 and 680 that they've been running out so quickly. I mean, at the moment it's really hard to get, and I wouldn't say get one now. I'd wait personally. I mean, one site predicted that they'll be back in stock in most places by end of June or July. Personally, I'd wait till mid-August before buying one, because then you definitely know from predictions if it's going to be available or not, and potentially after a bit of time could be slightly bit cheaper and the prices may be worked out, you know. So that's what I would do. Of course you may have a different view if you do, but feel free to leave in the comments. I'd love to hear it, you know. But yeah, so the whole video card thing at the moment, this time of year, is crazy. It really is. It always is this time of year, but this year could be especially crazy. But honestly, I would love in a way to go back to an AMD graphics card, because, you know, there was a sense of pride owning an AMD graphics card. You know, even a bad one. There was a sense of pride about it, really. And there isn't really having an Nvidia card. Like, I don't think about what's in my system now. I mean, I think about the i7 because I know it's at the time when this PC I bought it. You know, it was one of the best processors available. You know, apart from the 3770K and that, which was only just released when I bought this. You know, so at the time it was one of the best. You know, I still think about that. But I really don't think about this 960 I have in the PC at the moment. It's I think about it sometimes, but I think really if I had something like a RX 480 and it's as good as it is or something better from AMD, that I would really think about what it is, you know. So, you know, but there's tons of things I would love to get at the moment which just don't really have the money for. Like if I was to give a list, first thing is probably a new router, because simply so I get the full speed of this internet connection that I supposedly have, 200 meg down and something upload. I don't know what well, supposedly according to Test My Net, which site some of you have probably never heard of, supposed to the average for my ISP is something like 40 down, 11 up, and that's the average. So I don't know what that would be in the case of, you know, what you would say on speedtest.net, measure the peak. You know, and hopefully I can get nearer to that or somewhere like that, and if not, at least get a better range of signal with this that I get with this modem. Because simply with the modem that I'm using the old Super Hub that Virgin Media provided about 3 years ago now, and it's not great. You know, I don't live in a massive ass house. You know, this house was built in the 30s. It's rather small. And basically, if I go to the end of the room, at the other end, say if this PC was wireless, and I took it upstairs, or I took it to the other end of this room, I'd be struggling to get a full range connection. So, you know, hopefully we'll get one of those. And then I would love to get a new hard drive as well. Another hard drive, not one to replace this one, although I would love that. I really don't want to go through the pain of transferring shit over, even with the Cronus and paying for that and shit. So I would really like to get a new hard drive, and then, well, after that probably another stick of 8 gigabytes of RAM for this PC, so it's 16 gigabytes and stuff. And then probably new monitors. I mean, I wouldn't want to really replace, well actually I tell a lie, the primary monitor which I'm playing on at the moment is about 4 or 5 years old, so maybe replace that. But the secondary monitor now I've only had just over a year, so if it wasn't that case I would love to replace these two monitors with two 24-inch Acer monitors with Visa mounts, and I could buy a Visa mount stand, and it would take up a lot less space on this desk, because I don't have a massive ass desk down here. It's quite small, so you know. But anyway, so we've done the delivery. Enough of my blabbering on about stuff. See, it's how reactive I can be when I'm awake and not when I'm recording really early in the morning. It's just like, what am I talking about again? Anyway, completed the delivery. We dig for the diggers. 9 kilometers, wasn't far, but got 151 XP, which is okay. 3 grand, you know, pretty good. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. You know, it's only 20 minutes long, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, it's quality over quantity. So that's what I say. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Do make sure to, you know, come like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And till next time, salute.